You think your dog stares at you because they want food, attention, or they're just being cute. But what if that silent stare is actually your dog trying to read you, understand you, or even warn you about something you don't notice in yourself? Because the truth is, most dog owners completely misunderstand this behavior and what it means when your dog suddenly stops staring at you, something almost nobody talks about. Have you ever looked up and caught your dog just watching you, not moving, not barking, just staring? Sometimes it feels loving. Sometimes it feels strange, almost human. And the weird part, they can do it for minutes at a time. Most people laugh it off. They assume their dog is bored, hungry, or begging for something. But canine behavior. Experts have found that eye contact in dogs is deeply emotional. In fact, wolves, your dog's wild ancestors, avoid prolonged eye contact because it's seen as threatening. Dogs change that. Somewhere during thousands of years beside humans, dogs evolved to look directly into our eyes, not by accident, by connection, and that changes everything, because when your dog stares at you, they may not be asking for something. They may be trying to feel something. Security, reassurance, emotional closeness. But there's another side to this behavior most owners never realize. Sometimes your dog is studying you because they're anxious about your emotional state. Dogs are experts at reading human microexpressions. Tiny facial changes you don't even notice yourself. A small shift in your breathing, the tension in your shoulders, the speed of your movement. Your dog notices all of it, which means there are moments. Your dog understands your stress before your own mind catches up to it. That's why some dogs stare intensely when their owner is sad or emotionally distant. They're scanning you, trying to predict what version of you is about to appear. Calm, angry, upset, gone. And once you understand that, the stare stops feeling random. It starts feeling personal. But here's where it gets even deeper. Researchers discovered that when dogs and humans hold soft eye contact, both brains release oxytocin, the same bonding chemical connected to love between parents and children. Think about that for a second. Your dog isn't just at you, their brain is bonding with you in real time, and yours is bonding back. That silent moment on the couch, that look they give you before falling asleep, slow blink across the room. To your dog, those moments matter more than toys, more than commands, more than treats. But what many owners completely miss is the difference between a loving stare and a stressed stare, because not all staring means the same thing, and this next part could completely change how you see your dog. A relaxed emotional stare usually comes with soft eyes, calm breathing, loose body posture. Your dog looks peaceful, safe, connected. But an anxious stare is different. The eyes become wider. The body stiffens slightly. The dog watches your every movement, sometimes following you room to room. Afterward, that's not always affection. Sometimes it's emotional dependence. And a lot of dogs develop this quietly, without owners realizing it. Especially dogs that fear being abandoned, or dogs living in stressful environments. And the scary part? Most people accidentally reinforce it. Every anxious stare gets rewarded with reassurance, touching, or attention. Over time, your dog learns, if I panic watch my human, I stay emotionally safe, which creates a cycle. And what happens when that cycle breaks can be heartbreaking, because when emotionally attached dogs suddenly stop making eye contact, that stop watching you, that stop following you, it can signal emotional shutdown, stress, depression, or illness. That's why behavioral changes matter more than the behavior itself. A dog that always watches you and suddenly doesn't. Pay attention. A dog that used to light up when you entered the room but now avoids eye contact means something. Dogs communicate emotionally long before they communicate physically. And most humans miss the early signs completely. But there's another hidden reason dogs stare that almost nobody talks about. Your dog may be trying to learn you, not command words, not routines. You dogs are pattern detection experts. They study your habits constantly, the sound of your footsteps, your morning rhythm, your facial expressions before leaving the house even. The way you grab your keys that stare across the room. Sometimes your dog is literally predicting your next move. And once you realize that, something becomes impossible to ignore. Your dog spends almost their entire life trying to understand you. Meanwhile, most humans spend barely any time trying to understand them. That imbalance is painful once you notice it. Because your dog has been communicating this whole time, just silently. And here's something even more emotional. Older dogs often stare more as they age, not because they're confused, but because you become their anchor to safety. Their eyesight weakens, their hearing changes. The world becomes less predictable, so they watch you more closely. Your face becomes comfort, familiarity, home, and one day, without warning, you'll realize they're no longer staring at you from across the room anymore. And when that day comes, you would give anything to experience that look one more time. That's why these small moments matter. The quiet eye contact, the silent checking dash in, the way they look for you first in a crowded room. Those aren't random habits, that's relationship. If this is changing how you see your dog, hit like and subscribe. Because understanding your dog emotionally can completely transform the bond you have with them. And there's one final thing most people never realize. Your dog doesn't care who you impress. They don't care how successful you are. They don't care what you look like on your worst days. But they do watch you closely enough to notice when your energy changes, when your heart feels heavy, when your routine breaks, when something inside you hurts. And maybe that's the hidden reason. Your dog stares at you in silence. Not because they need something from you, but because they emotionally tied their world to yours. Your dog isn't just behaving, they're communicating.